Welcome to the fifth show in our series of Touring Texas Songwriters with our host, the long tall Texan himself, Mr. Bruno Michel. Today's show features Grouchy Like Riley with songwriters Chip Dolan, Danny Britt, and Marvin Dykhuis, and is brought to you by the Barrel Brewing Company and the citizens of historic Salado, Texas. Grouchy Like Riley was recorded live in front of a studio audience for broadcast on Country Radio Switzerland. Sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy Grouchy Like Riley.
Well, here's another episode of the Touring Texas Songwriters. As Richard said, Grouchy Like Riley. We will hear how they got to that name a little bit later. I can assure you it has nothing to do with Thomas Michael Riley, which we had here like 2 months ago. And we'll find out how that whole thing came a little bit later. And is everybody ready for some good music? Yeah. And let's start with a song.
You want to start, Mark?
No, why don't you start with this first song of the record?
All right. Well, we did. We just put out a record called Grouchy Like Riley, so we'll just start with the first song on the record.
All right.
You want to just start it, Cole?
Hey, everybody, this is Danny Britt.
Marvin Dykhuis over here.
Danny in the middle.
Chip Dolan over here.
On piano.
Give me 1 second. I gotta put something in my head.
I got $1 in my pocket. I got shoes on my feet. I got a hat on my head. I keep it cool in the heat. And I don't know where I'm going, but I gotta move along. Maybe our elevation is a place that I belong. Maybe Switzerland. I got gas in my car. It's humming right along. I got the radio blasted. They're playing our song. I'm out on the highway, just following the lights, going through some changes. But I'm gonna be just fine, fine, everything's fine. I ain't got nothing but time. I lost everything I had and half my mind. And I'm fine, fine, doing alright. Got big blue skies, the stars at night. Ain't nothing gonna get me down, I'm just fine. There's a lot I can say, there's a lot I can do, but no matter what I'm thinking, it all comes back to you. I can't clear my mind away from all of the time you and me were together. But I'm gonna be just fine, fine, everything's fine. I ain't got nothing but time. I lost everything I had and half my mind. And I'm fine, fine, doing alright. Got big blue skies, the stars at night. Ain't nothing gonna get me down, I'm just fine. Never thought you'd say goodbye. And now I can't help but believing that up ahead is clear blue skies. And I'm fine, fine, everything's fine. I ain't got nothing but time. I lost everything I had and half my mind. Fine, fine, doing alright. Got big blue skies, the stars at night. Ain't nothing gonna get me down, I'm just fine. Ain't nothing gonna get me down, I'm just fine. I'm just fine. All right, that's his first song on the record.
All right, so
Put the mic out of your face. Pull it down a little bit.
Pull it down. Okay,
Yeah,
could
you're
the speaker behind me has gone away.
Oh, it went over to this side.
It shouldn't have.
Yeah, it did before we started.
Oh, it's still there.
tell them to walk back.
It's just low, but it's there. It's
Okay.
just low.
All right, so
Fine.
logistics thing, if you answer, then just put your name first so I can tell from the audio recording who,
sure.
who gave the answer. And if we mix New Jersey and Kentucky and Wisconsin, then we get Grouchy Like Riley.
There you go.
And you guys all moved down here in the early, mid-'80s, and how has the music scene changed since then?
Wow. It's multiplied a lot of times. I used to think it was.
That was Chip, by the way.
No, this is Chip, by the way. I used to think there was a lot of country and country rock, but now there's everything. There's hip hop and a lot of DJs, but there's still a lot of country and a lot of singer songwriters and a lot of people that go out and listen to it all the time. That's what keeps it alive.
Yeah, I came here in 1980.
That's Danny.
I'm Danny, and I came here in 1980, and I didn't know the music scene was even here. I came here for the weather. I had no idea, and I knew Willie Nelson was kind of around here, but I came here in 1980, and I met a guy named Jerry Jeff Walker in 1981, and that's when I found out about the music scene in Austin, and it made me very happy. I never left.
Cool. Great. What about you,
Hello,
Marv?
I'm Marvin Dykhuis. Yeah, it's gotten bigger. I think the music scene has gotten bigger. There's a lot. Still, like Chip says, the wonderful thing is that there's still a lot of people that support it, which is really awesome. That's the best thing about Austin. That doesn't happen in a lot of cities in the world like it does in Austin, which is really cool. And there's a lot of bands, and the music community is great. Like, we have all kinds of friends between us that play, and we're all very happy to know each other and work with each other, and it's just
One big family.
It really is.
Yeah.
If you break an amp or something, somebody will lend you one.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, even if they ruin your whole trailer, like Billy Mott does recently,
Yeah.
he had
Right.
completely new material within a day. So
Yeah.
true.
As they say in Austin, there's only one band. It just has 3,000 members. Everybody plays with everybody.
So, if you could start all over in this business like back in the 80s, would you do anything different than what you did back then?
Yeah, this is Chip. Wow. I'd start saving money and buy another house and still
a couple more.
buy more property and land, because the property and house values go up and up and up.
crazy.
I don't know how young people can buy a house now in Austin. And
Yeah.
so many musicians I know, and a lot of people, not just musicians, but they have to have other jobs. Lots and
Or they move out. Yeah.
yeah, or move farther out of town, but just, yeah, I got lucky, bought a house in 1990, and I just mowed the lawn for 9 years, and it tripled in value. And then I sold it. I wish I had still kept it.
Right.
But
True.
no, I'd say just save more money, and the networking thing is the best thing for me, because there's so many people in different genres of music, people that get involved in the film world, people, club owners, guys that used to be in bands that now are booking agents or club owners. Just keep those connections.
All right. Good. Anything you guys would change, or?
Yeah, I would have went to school and got a job and played music as a hobby. I would have had a lot of nicer guitars. I would have been able to afford nicer guitars.
Probably worked for IBM or something.
Yeah,
That was Marvin.
that was Marvin. Yeah,
It was more, this is Danny. I have lots of friends that work for IBM and all these major corporations for 40 years, and they're all retired and they're really rich,
No.
yeah.
and I'm not.
But
happy.
we had a lot. We had a lot
yeah,
more
I'm probably
fun.
happier than most of them.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, we had a lot more fun for sure.
Yep. I mean, as Thomas Michael Riley said, if you're happy 26 times a year when you get a paycheck, or then if you're doing what you love, then you're happy most of the time. So
That's true.
that's the point, I guess. All right,
That's
let's
true.
play another one.
Well, here's the second song on the new record.
This is called "Matters Most." Like a movie on a rainy night, a long look at the moon. Like a sweet song that she sings just right, a kiss that ends too soon. I can wander off into the woods, lean against an old oak tree. Now I know the things that matter most, that matter most to me. Now there's a highway sign that calls you home from a road that's been too long, or a late night call that finally comes just to say there's nothing wrong. The moment that I touch your face, your smile is all I see. Now I know the things that matter most, that matter most to me. I don't know why one moment, such a small piece of time, can make such a memory, the space within my mind. Yeah, now I know, but it took some time to see. These are the things that matter most, that matter most to me. So come on over here, baby. Come on, sit right down next to me. Don't even have to say a word. Shh. Be as quiet as we can be. I don't know why one moment, such a small piece of time, can make such a memory, the space within my mind. Now I know, but it took some time to see. These are the things that matter most, that matter most to me. These are the things that matter most, that matter most to me. Yeah. All right. Cool. Only missed one.
That's pretty good.
Oh, you're
I was
surprised?
going to get a chair, yeah.
Now, when you write songs, what comes first to your mind? Is it melody, is it words, or is it just changing every time?
This is Chip. In mine, it changes every time. Sometimes I hear a little one one lyric, I got to run outside, and then that just sticks in my brain, and then I just start rhyming with it. Or sometimes I think about a topic. Lately, I've been trying to think about a topic, then write about that.
Okay.
But it doesn't always work that way.
Yeah, this is Danny. It's different every time. I like it if I have a melody first. And sometimes I have a melody that's just what I call a working melody. It's going to change, but that's what I start with, and then the words come. One song on this record I started 30 years ago, and it literally went through probably 4 different melodies till I decided, okay, I like that one. And then I finished it with another songwriter, and it's on this record, but varies.
Cool.
I go both ways, depending on what, a lot of times I'll be sitting around playing guitar, I'll find something that I like, a little melody or something, and I'll then try to take the topic I'm thinking about and try to fit it to that melody. Or, either we write together a lot, we co-write a lot of this stuff, so one of us will come with an idea and then we'll expand on that.
The other ones will just beat that idea into pulp.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's why this takes a lot of trust to co-write. You have to have a lot of trust in your co-writers, and because there's a lot of beating that goes on, but it's all done in good faith and well,
So 2 of you guys, Chip and Marv, play with Tish pretty regularly, and Danny plays with some other guys as well. You're all successful songwriters, so what part fits you best? Is it being like a house band? Is it being solo? Is it being together with a friend, as a duo, or what's the best part?
This is Chip. Well, being a side guy pays a lot better than being a solo artist.
Yeah, that's the one good thing. This is Marvin. That's one good thing about being a sideman is you can work more than just a solo singer-songwriter, can you? Because you can work with all the solo singer-songwriters. There's that, which is good.
It's probably the most gratifying to do our own stuff.
Yeah.
But some of the people we work with, we get to play beautiful places and travel to Switzerland, places like that.
Yeah.
Like we used to go to Frutigen.
Yeah, I remember 94.
With Tish.
Were you with Tish in 94 over there?
In 94, that's when I joined her.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you know all the places then. And you didn't get stuck in the mountains. That's good.
My brother almost got stuck in the mountains.
His brother's a drummer, that's why. No offense.
It's
no
because
offense, drummers.
Because of the echo, right?
This is Danny. I like it all. I like doing solo gigs because it's totally different, and I don't even have to tune. I don't have to worry about anybody. I just do what I do. Yep. But I like Marvin and I do a lot of duo gigs. We even did a record of we called it 2 Guys, 2 Guitars, totally duo, and that's all there is. And a lot of times Chip and I'll do a duo gig, and we do trio gigs, and then we do 4-piece band and 5-piece band, and they're all different, so it never gets old.
Cool. All right. I think, again, one from the CD or another one?
Yeah, why don't you do the third song on the CD, Chip?
Okay.
What is the third
Since
song?
we're going this way.
Oh, yeah.
This is Chip. This one's called Can't Get Off Right Now. And I came up with the line, can't get off right now, but it sounds kind of racy, but it's really not about that at all. It's more along the lines of, I bought a ticket to this carnival ride, and, I got to see it through no matter, I can't get off this ride. That's... Don't mind leaving, I don't like grieving. Hey, I don't like watching you go. I don't mind crying, can't stand lying. I think it's easier to know. Hey, it's easier to know than you roll one bad, but you can't get off right now. No, you can't get off right now. Don't bother to scream and holler. Yeah, try to keep the yelling down. 'Cause all that fussing don't do nothing once it all starts falling down. You know the walls are falling down. Then you roll on for one more song. The lights come up and the show goes on. You kick, scream, you cry and cough. It hurts so bad, but you can't get off right now. No, you can't get off right now. It's the only time I feel right. Hey, I know how. So we sing another song. Sometimes they'll sing along. You wipe the sad face off the clown. And then you roll on. It's the same old song. The wheels come up, but the road goes on. They kick, scream, cry and come. Remind me why I love this stuff. You get mad, you feel sad, it hurts so bad, but you can't get off right now. I know you can't get off right now.
Yahoo!
Thanks.
So now we're coming to this all-important question that we had at the beginning. You know, how the hell did they get to their name? And
Yes.
I already said it's probably not because of Thomas Michael Riley, but let me put a guess out there. Has it anything to do with Riley's Tavern?
No.
Yeah, damn.
But it could
All right.
be if you wanted it to.
Yeah. What's he like?
I don't know.
Is he grouchy?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
He's
No,
been gone
your
for a
buddy
long time.
Riley.
We are
No, no, Riley's
no.
Tavern.
We are grouchy when we play Riley's Tavern
Yeah,
because they
because-
still allow you to smoke inside.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that makes us very grouchy.
pretty hard for today. So tell us, where does it come from?
Go, Chip.
Well, we had other names before that weren't going to fly. I had another one, but I won't mention that one. It was called the Short Hairs, and that just got me. I got some grief about that one.
Because we called him Professor Shorthair. That's why. That's how we got the name. Okay, you got to go back one step.
Yeah, you know. But Danny's not really very grouchy. He kind of keeps Marvin and I leveled off. We can.
Yeah.
We get a little road burn attitude. So we're.
You think?
It's not that we're jaded and cynical, but we're.
We're
often-
jaded and cynical.
Absolutely.
And,
No.
and we have this great friend of ours. One of the Austin old school piano players is a guy named Riley Osborne, and he's a fabulous player. Played with Jerry Jeff, bunch of people over the years. He's been on 1,000 recordings, you know, and and he has a demeanor that sounds. You just think he's kind of snarly all the time. He's really a sweet guy. And Riley, if you're listening, which I doubt you are.
We love you.
We love you, buddy. But, he just, he'll like, the damn tour bus was late. We're like, shut up. You're on a tour bus, But,
A nice tour bus.
Yeah. Well, his last gig was playing with Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and his last big tour, I think, was with the opening for Van Halen.
Well,
Yeah, so
not
he's
too bad.
still rocking.
Of course, this is radio.
Marvin looked like he wished he would be there too.
Of course, this is radio. We can't show you, but if you have the CD, if you buy the CD, or if you download it or whatever, and you take the disc off and look underneath the disc, you'll see a picture of Riley.
Okay.
Looking very grouchy.
All right, so that's clear now.
Yeah, sorry.
What advice would you give to a young songwriter who wants to start in this business today?
Get a job.
Yeah.
well, if you have if you have a skill, a carpenter or computers, keep that going, so you can finance your. There's a lot of gigs that won't pay. You might have a great opportunity, but you have to fly to Ann Arbor, Michigan to do it. And it might pay you $100, and it costs you $300 to get there. It helps if you have a little financing.
And you want to get back.
Yeah, marry well would be a good deal.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this is Danny. I did marry well, and the best thing for a musician, obviously, is to have a wife with 2 jobs and health insurance.
I'm not going to touch that one. My advice for songwriters is to write your songs like you believe them, Don't just write songs for the sake of putting down words and coming up with something. But if you actually believe it, what you're singing and what you're writing about, that's the most important thing for songwriters, as well as having the day job, of course. But for the craft of songwriting, I think you have to kind of believe what you're talking about.
Stay
Otherwise,
true
nobody
to
else will.
yourself.
If you don't believe it, nobody else will believe it either.
Yeah.
And I'd also be willing to edit and let the song evolve. I mean, you might have a song you think is great, and a year later you listen to it and you go, "Oh, if I just changed that, it'd be better." Allow that kind of stuff to happen.
Yeah.
I've had songs that I thought were fine, and then I showed them to Marvin or Danny, and they said, "Oh, let's tweak it this way and let it go better," and it got so much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Danny just said, 4 different versions over 30 years, and then finally you have what you want. Yeah, true. Yeah, so basically what Marvin was saying is stay true to yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like what Marvin said. If you don't believe it, the audience is not going to believe
Absolutely.
it. So it's all about conveying something.
Yeah. Let's see if we believe in the next song.
I don't know, Marvin, do you believe in the next song?
I'm not sure what the next song is.
I think it's yours, Danny.
It's your song.
Oh, is it mine?
Of course I believe in it. You're going to sing it.
Oh, okay.
I love this song.
Oh, yeah.
What is
it? All right, then we'll just do another song from the record, and it's the song that you were just mentioning.
If you continue to play all that stuff, nobody's buying the CD.
There you go. Well, this song, we'll just do the song we were talking about. I started this song literally 30 years ago. I had a new girlfriend, and I'd just gotten on an airplane with Jerry Jeff, flying away, and I started writing this song. And it started, like I said, it's had probably 4 different melodies till I arrived at this one. And I write songs occasionally with a guy named John Ems. He's a Nashville songwriter, and he comes to town. We get together. And about a year and a half ago or so, he said, "What do you got? What do you want to work on?" And I said, "Well, I've got this song that I've had for 30 years that I'm just not totally think it's finished." And he said, "Okay, let's do that." So we finished it. As I'm headed out this morning, this old guitar takes me away. I didn't want to leave you lying all alone. I sure wish I could stay. You know how much I'm gonna miss you. The things you do that make me smile.
I hope you know it's not forever, girl. It's only for a little while. I've only known you for a short time, but what I feel for you is true. I know I could not love another the way that I love you. And while I'm out there on the highway, in the time that we're apart, when I can't be all in you in my arms, I'll hold you in my heart. Before the snow flies on the mountain, before the birds fly southern ways, and I'll be coming home to see you, girl. This time I'm coming home to stay. Cause the nights can sure get lonely out here on the road, and it gets harder and harder, girl, every time I have to go. Before the snow flies on the mountain, before the birds fly southern way, and I'll be coming home to see you, girl. This time I'm coming home to stay. This time I'm coming home to stay. And by the way, that girl's been my wife now for 29 years.
Oh, not too bad.
So it stuck.
It did, indeed. Are there any artists out there that you would like to be on stage with someday after all these guys you've already met, like Jerry Jeff and who knows who?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is Chip. I'd love to be out there with Tom Waits or there's a long list. John Prine, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Tish Hinojosa.
There you go.
I could go on a long time with that. It's just be fun to make music with it.
Yeah. But those were probably the favorites you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, Elton John would be. He was my first influence, piano influence. I remember hearing him on the radio when I guess it was 1973 or something like that. I was downstairs in the basement and hearing him, and it was amazing. I said I wanted to do that.
So you learned to play piano to the Crocodile Rock, or?
Yeah, Crocodile Rock. And,
he can do all that.
And Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and
Take
Me to the Pilot, and I know like a lot of Elton John songs.
Cool. All right. How about you, Danny?
Most of mine are dead. Oh. I mean, the ones that I'd like to be on stage with. I like the old guys. But everybody that Chip mentioned, yeah. I mean, Bruce Springsteen, wow.
That would be
It would be a good paying gig, right?
yeah.
Hopefully.
You would think.
Marvin,
Me?
what do you
I'll
think?
play with anybody. I'd like,
As long as
I
it's
like
fun, right?
everybody, yeah.
Good music is good music. Doesn't matter who's
That's
doing it.
true. Yeah. Now, the Texas music scene is like no other. We already talked about the family thing, and it's totally different than in other places I know. Can you imagine that you have gotten this far without having moved to Texas?
This is Danny. I know I would not have.
Oh, absolutely.
I was in Kentucky playing hillbilly music,
Yeah.
and rock and roll. So.
This is Marvin over here. Yeah, definitely a lot more opportunity here than there is in Wisconsin, where I grew up. Unless I wanted to be in a polka band, or a tribute band. They actually have a tribute to a tribute band. They actually have a band called the Booze Brothers, which is a takeoff on the Blues Brothers, which is a takeoff on the blues. So it's like a tribute band. That's what they're into, and that's But there's not a lot, So, and Texas has such a rich history of music that it's just here. It is all over. It's in, it's in the Valley. It's in East Texas and West Texas, North Texas, Oklahoma. All different genres. Blues was kind of super big here. And jazz, Ornette Coleman, and all those guys, and the country stuff and the swing, Bob Wills, all that stuff is here. And there's a lot of songwriting going on. There's a lot of music here, a lot of musical history, like popular music history here. And there's polkas, and there's everything, well, really, so there's just a lot going on, especially in Austin. In Austin, when I was young, came down here, it pretty much, I said, oh, I got to step it up a little bit. I got to, because I was pretty relaxed in my situation up there. I had a couple of bands I was playing in, everything. Came down here, it's like, holy cow, these guys are serious about their music. So that made a big impact on me, for sure.
How about you, Chip?
I grew up outside New York City in New Jersey, and when I turned 19, I had to decide if I was going to take the plunge into going to New York City, because New York and Boston, you kind of have to. It's a big melting pot, and you can jump in it, and who knows what you're going to look like when you spit out the other side. But there's a lot of opportunity up there. But my sister was going to school here in Austin at UT, and I came down to visit her and went, oh my God, this is wonderful. People were so friendly, and plus I loved the music I was hearing. Stevie Ray Vaughan was going on down here, and I wasn't very much into the country world at that point, and the singer-songwriter. I didn't really do that until I got about 1993, when I first heard about Tish and started playing with her. And I think it's been a lot easier life down here. I can't imagine what I would have been doing in New York. I love Broadway music, so maybe I would have gone into that. But it's a different level of competition. I'm not saying they're more talented. It's just a different mindset up there.
Style, yeah, definitely. And you probably would have written a famous Broadway musical. You never know.
Well, there you go.
That goes back to the rich thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's work on a musical, boys. Let's do that. I think we should work on a musical.
Yeah. Why don't you start right now and put like the first episode out here?
Yeah, this is Danny. I'll just say one thing about Austin that I noticed when I came down here and still do that. A lot of places you go anywhere, name a place in the United States, and you go to bars or wherever music's going on, it's mostly cover music. I went to Colorado for a year in 1992. And the music, I knew one friend up there, his name was Chuck Powell, songwriter, great songwriter. But other than him, every place I went, it was just cover music. And after a year, my wife and I said, forget this, let's go back to Austin. Because in Austin, when you play, the fans expect to hear your music. They want to hear original music. What are you doing? What are you writing? And the fans are so educated. They don't. I mean, sure, we play places with the band and we play country, two-step stuff, George Strait and things like that. But so many places we play, the fans are educated. They want to hear original music. And that's what I love about Austin.
Absolutely. Yeah, true. All right, let's hear one more original.
Sure. Is it you, Marvin, or is it me?
Yeah, I wasn't going to do an
It's
original
Marvin.
one, though. I was going to do...
You could also do a
I'm
song
tell you
one.
what to do.
All right, let's do something else that's not on the record. What do we do? What do we
Okay.
do? Let's do... let's do this one.
Okay.
These guys never do this song, that's why. Danny knows it. Oh. It's 5 a.m. and the air is still. Walking all alone in the morning chill. Who would have thought it would come to this? Carving out memories of a final kiss. She could kill with a flash of a smile, an open shut case that never went to trial. Those dark brown eyes, I couldn't resist. Now I know the taste of a final kiss. Was I fast asleep? Yeah, without a doubt. Have I come undone? So it seems. As I rise to speak, how the words pour out. Like a river they run down and wash me clean. Yes, I forgive, but I can't forget. I wear it well, but keep it under my hat, deep inside. I'll always miss the faded smile and a final kiss. Yeah, a faded smile and a final kiss. A final kiss. A final kiss. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no.
Is that on the Our House record?
Yeah, my house. Yeah,
Yeah, my
that's
house.
on a record I did a long time ago.
My house, not Our House.
I wrote
Marvin.
that with friend Randy Glines. Yes,
And it's
as
probably
long as we're
not,
doing original songs.
it's probably not related to a last kiss you get from a mafia don before he kills you, right?
No, not at all.
Wow, I like
now
that
that
you
you
go there,
mention
though.
it.
That's good.
Now that you mention it, in Jersey, it could be very well.
Could be right. Okay, now there are hit songs that actually come out, are a huge success. Everybody loves it. It lasts a couple of years and then everybody forgets about it. And then there are these songs that actually last for almost hundreds of years or 100 years. Now, which one would you prefer to write? The one that makes you an instant like $500,000 or whatever, or the one that actually people can still remember after 50, 60, 70 years?
I'll go first. I would write the song that made me $1 million and then I would start writing the other songs that will last for a long time. That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the odds are, if they're still remember it 50, 60 years later, the odds are it made you $1 million.
But over time.
That's true.
Not
Yeah.
instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
You know, my friend Jerry Jeff wrote Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah.
That's a career maker.
It still makes him money.
Yeah.
Chip?
I can't change anything for that. But you kind of can't write. You can just make up songs. I mean, I don't know if I could try to write the song that'll last 50 years, and as opposed to the silly little ditty.
Yeah, Danny, one more thing. This is, you don't know, as Chip was alluding to there, you write a song, you think, man, that's a really good song. And nobody ever plays it on the radio. Nobody cares. And you write this little ditty that's like, you think is horrible, and it sells $1 million, like Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
As an example.
All about
Good
the bass.
point, yeah.
All about
Megan
the bass,
Trainor.
songs like that.
Yeah,
I like that song all about the.
Well, you
bass,
know,
so.
there's a story about that from a songwriter friend of ours who actually was at a songwriting camp with Megan Trainor, and she played him that song. He said, "Oh, I hate that song. That song will never do anything." And
He was wrong,
said,
yeah.
"Oh, was I wrong?"
He was wrong.
You don't know.
But that also means that probably none of you would actually fit in a songwriter factory, you know, like they have over in Nashville or anywhere where you just write as a day job.
Well,
Probably
I'd be
not
willing to
working.
try.
yeah, I would like to do that.
I've written some stuff that I don't care about, but it rhymes and it might matter a little bit. But you know, I've really never been in that environment, so I really don't have an intelligent opinion on it.
Marvin here. I would like to do that because there's some really great songwriters in Nashville. Not necessarily the ones writing the hits, but there's some great songwriters, and it'd be nice to learn and to hang out with them and write songs.
It's more in a workshop style thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, and it's the daily. You know, it's real hard to make myself get up in the morning and sit down for 3 hours and write. You know, there's too many other things that I could be doing that I don't do. Which in a place like that, a controlled environment where you have to go do it, I think it'd be really good for your, I think for your songwriting.
Yeah, but that's
for
what I
your
was
trade.
referring to, you know,
Yeah.
the kind of enforced creativity doesn't work.
Yeah, but actually, if you train for it, you get a lot better at it. There's some really great songwriters, in Nashville and all over. But
And also, I think when you're around that energy, like if I come in and hear these guys writing a song and it's too late for me to take part in, sometimes it just makes me those wheels start happening, and I start thinking of my own stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, watch somebody with a hammer and a nail, and you start to think you could maybe you could build something. That's a weird analogy, but I guess it
Hammer and the nail. Let's start thinking about last time you hit
one
the thumb
hammer, one nail. I like it. My job is done here.
and the thumb in between. Okay, before we get to another song, and my last question, anything from you guys you want to ask? Merle, of course.
I hear that there's a lot of enthusiasm, individuality going on with the music. However, it appears to me one level up with the recording artists and studios that they have a lot of power to cut what I mean by cut is cut out some songs. Like I've heard several today that I thoroughly enjoy, and I don't know why the public hasn't picked them up. It just seems like people like RCA, there's 4 or 5 guys up there and saying, no, I don't like this one, I don't like that one. And instead of really selecting great individual type songs. Am I wrong? I mean, give me a feedback.
Who's gonna?
I think you're right, but there's so many songs they have to choose from, and there's some aspect I believe that if they can pick a song, if there's 3 songs that are fabulous, but one of them is by their buddy, they might lean towards that
We're
one.
going to go with that one. So much of it, this is Danny, so much of it's just blatant luck. I have a good friend, songwriter, his name's Chris Wall. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. We've been friends for many years. He wrote a song called I Like My Women Just a Little on the Trashy Side. Okay? He wrote it about, he was playing at a bar in Jackson, whole Wyoming, the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, and this girl walks by the stage. And he wrote the song about her. It was a goofy little song. It was not meant to be anything other than a goofy little song. And Jerry Jeff recorded it, and that was fine. You know, it was still a goofy little song. But then
Confederate Railroad.
Railroad was on a tour bus driving through Florida. And this radio station came on the tour bus and played that song, Jerry Jeff's cut. It was not even a regional hit. It was just a hit with Jerry Jeff fans. But anyway, plays on the tour bus. Confederate Railroad hears it. They say, I like that. They call the radio station. Said, tell me about the song. Who do you have? What's the credits? They call their record company. They said, we're going to record this song. Massive hit. Yep. And it was total luck that they even heard the song. True. So a lot of it's just blatant
just
luck.
Be it.
I can relate to that. Tracy song.
But he's written all these beautiful songs.
He's a great
songwriter. But that was the hit.
Amazing.
You know, and Chris got Jerry Jeff to cut his song, and then Confederate Railroad heard Jerry Jeff's version. Yeah. You know, I got, since I've been playing with Tish, we've kind of co-written a couple tunes, and she took a song that I had started with and changed it and made it into a much better song. And, you know, we've made tens and $20s of dollars off that. No, we've you know. But I mean, if Celine Dion heard Tish's version and said, "Oh my God, I love that," and then it'd be a great evolution of the song. And I'm a big favor of, if I can get anybody else other than me to sing up my tunes. Great.
Well, even this is Marvin here. Even to record your own songs is a good idea, rather than having just a bunch of songs in a box somewhere that you don't record. At least get them. That's why I think songwriters should put out records, just so at least somebody might be able to hear that song. Get them out there, yeah. And that's Absolutely. And that's a great vehicle to get to the. Yeah,
hopefully, some young, beautiful person will hear these songs on your radio show today and record them.
That would be great, right?
Yeah,
because if nobody hears them, they're not worth anything.
If probably Confederate Railroad had heard Chris's version like he used to sing it, then maybe
not. It might not have caught their ear. You're
exactly.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay, let's play another one, and then I'll get to my last question.
All right.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, I was going to do Bucktown.
Sure, man.
Since we're not sticking to, unless you'd like us to stick to songs on the record.
Not at all.
You don't care. Okay. We
had
a big, terrible.
Even some samples. They want to buy the other records too.
Well, we had Hurricane Katrina happened in 2006 or 5
or 6. Yeah.
I was working on the record and my record, and just got inspired and wrote this whole thing. And then Marvin, I brought him in immediately, and he helped a ton. And then a friend of ours, Anne Marie, helped write some of the lyrics. So anyway, this song came out of that. Come set a spell on the front porch, get your feet up off the floor. Brother John's gone down for the Picayune and a beer at the corner store. It's Monday, red beans and rice. Who could ask for anything more here in Bucktown? We woke to the sounds of the silent wind, from a whisper to a scream. The lights went down on Orpheum Street and blacked out New Orleans. When the levee broke, the water rose fast. There was no place left to go. Like the lower Ninth Ward, Bucktown ain't no more. Have you heard from Grouchy and I talked to Cousin Mo. Mama and them, they was down at the school with Coco Robichaud. Jacqueline called out to Antoine. He said he wouldn't go. He's the soul of Bucktown, singing solo. Jolie Blonde,
blues, but it never sang this low. The All-Stars played, we all danced, there was no way we could know that in our darkest dreams it would come to this, on the streets that have no name. The soul of Bucktown will never be the same. Yeah, such a shame. But when the saints come marching in, we'll rise again. We'll rise again. When the saints come marching in, we'll rise again. We'll rise again. And the water's gone, they can't chase us away. We'll all go down to Mama's house. It's wash day at the lake. I go to see my John go walking, get a beer from the corner store here in Bucktown. The Saints gotta march one more. Surely blonde, surely blonde, where you gone, my brother John? Surely blonde, Louisiana, down in Bucktown, or the Saints gonna rise again. Down in Bucktown, yeah, the Saints gonna rise again.
Thanks. Thank you. Cool.
I'm kind of croaky today. I don't know what the deal is.
It's getting a little warm in here, right?
It is
Marvin?
warm.
I'm kind of croaky. No, I'm just.
He's kind of wiping.
I was sitting under a big oak tree yesterday when the wind started blowing in it.
Nice.
I think it got
Springtime in Austin.
Yep.
Not a good time to be a singer.
Absolutely. Allergies.
All the meth dealers are trying to convert their meth back to Sudafed right now.
Wow.
That's good, dude. That's good.
All right. So, last question. If you guys would interview yourself, which questions do you ask, or which question do you ask that I did not?
Wow.
Oh, you should have told me about this question ahead of time. I could have come up with something. Well, I would ask these guys how long it's going to be till they want to retire. I mean, can I, Marvin and Danny, can I count on them to play for another 20 minutes or 10 years?
Okay.
I'm not expecting them to answer that question right now.
How about yourself? Retirement.
I want to keep going until I really don't have any other great skills. You know, I'm a part-time Uber driver, which I find fascinating, and the human experience is hilarious. It's really, it's
right.
really something. It's amazing. But I just like playing. And,
This is Danny, and I can't imagine what would you do if you're retired? I mean, all we do is play music.
Yeah, that's like Willie. No, that's Marvin here. Like Willie said, all I do is golf and play guitar. What do I have to retire from?
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Among other things, you know.
if I was digging a ditch or something, retirement would be really looking forward to. But doing what we do, I think I'll do this until people tell me to stop.
Yeah. So that gets your answer, I guess,
I'll be
because
dragging
the
the
guy
guitar
said
out
they
of
want
my
to go on,
cold
right?
dead hands. Be like,
What?
Yeah.
Now that you already answered Chip's question, what would you ask yourself? That I did not.
Me?
Yeah.
This is
Or
Danny.
him.
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe why did you do it in the first place? What brought you to do this? I wonder sometimes whether someone's a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, why did they do that? Why did they choose that? And if somebody asks me why did I play music, I think my answer is I've never not played music. My mother told me when I was in the crib at 2 years old, they gave me a little Indian tom-tom thing. It was a toy, but it was a tom. She said I just sat in the crib all day and played on the tom-tom. And then when she got me piano lessons in the 2nd grade, and I came home and I was one of the people, instead of making you practice, she had to make me quit. And in the 4th grade, I gave up piano and started playing horns. So I've just never not played music. I wouldn't know what it would be like to do to not.
How about you, Marv?
Here. Marvin here, I agree with that. You know, I wanted to be a drummer, but my mother wouldn't let me because it was too noisy.
That's right.
So,
Bless her heart.
yeah. I don't know, you know, why didn't I learn how to play piano? Because I wish I could play piano, I guess.
And you could sit outside of the lamp there.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, in my world, it was just what you did growing up north in New Jersey. I have older sisters, and everybody played piano, and my grandmother played piano, and we went to see, you know, since we were near New York, we went to see shows and Broadway shows. I remember seeing Yul Brynner in The King and I when I was like 7 years old. You know, so it going to things like that. It was just what our family did. It was just, we're going to instill culture in you, and I'm glad, because I have an appreciation for stuff that I know some people. You know, my wife she grew up in a small town in Minnesota, and they didn't get exposed to that all the time. And so I've got to turn her on to some of that stuff, but I can't imagine not being around that stuff.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right, any last questions from you guys before we hear another song?
Crocodile Rock.
Yeah.
He's going to play that with your set.
Yeah.
So download the song, download the words really fast.
No, I'm not going there.
Can still do the introduction and then switch to your song.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to go? We could do I'm always happy to do another one. We could do.
Let's
worry
do,
about
don't
me.
worry about. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah,
one.
let's do Don't Worry About Me.
one,
Let's do that. This is
The Barry song, or you want to hear?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, we didn't write this song,
okay. This is the only one on the record that none of us wrote.
but it is a sing along. This was written by my friend Steve Califf, who is a great songwriter and a good guy. So here we go, and you'll get the gist of it. Sorry, I didn't need that anyway.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. We'll let it be there. Okay, here we go. This is called "There Ain't No Barry."
Huckleberry. You can pick any berry, yeah, you can't go wrong. There ain't no berry like a Chuck Berry song. All over Beethoven, there's a brown-eyed handsome man, reeling and a rocking the promised land with a Johnny B. Good, Nadine, little Queenie, sweet little 16. Let's rock, come on. There ain't no berry like a Chuck Berry song. I like strawberry. Huckleberry. Well, you can pick any berry, yeah, you can't go wrong. There ain't no berry like a Chuck Berry song, yeah. Yes, I like strawberry. I like strawberry. I like blueberry. I like blueberry. I like my blackberry. I like my blackberry. I even like the huckleberry. I even like a huckleberry. You can pick any berry, yeah, can't go wrong. There ain't no berry like a Chuck Berry song.
Wow. Yeehaw. Steve, thank you for singing.
All
that was
right.
good.
Thank
Audience,
you
that
very
was
much.
good.
That was fun.
Thank you all.
I think I hid my face behind the screen during that song. I'm sorry about that.
All right.
Anything else?
Appreciate it. Thank you. Not from my side. We're good.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.